And yep, we're up. Hello, everybody. How is it going? Welcome to Thursday morning, the Micro Moment Trading live show. We come on every week and give a bit of a different perspective on the market. We trade in a different way around here that we think works much better because we find that everything trading is such a huge industry, but everyone's all kind of arguing over this concept of is it going up or is it going down, right? That's the big point of conflict that everyone on Twitter, like, that's just what they're trying to figure out, up or down. So we take that foundational question and say, basically, if it didn't matter, what would everything look like? If it didn't matter if it went up or down, we just needed movement. How would we operate in that space? And removing the biggest question that everybody's arguing over. So that's what we do here every Thursday morning. And what we've been doing this week in our rooms. Tim is our coach and trader for the micro moment technique. It's a very quick trade. You're in and out in usually under 2 minutes. And sometimes as fast as like 15, 18-second trades on there. So very short-term options. Randy does covered calls and momentum trading, which we'll be hearing a lot more about soon. And doing the longer-term strategies, some complex buys on options, but mostly buying and selling stocks or options, depending on what you want to do with that momentum trade. So, Joe, how was the micro moment room, first of all? How's everything going with you?
Good morning, Mikey. Good morning to Randy.
Morning.
And Tim. Well, we're having a decent week. It's not a huge week. It's the first week after the first week of the year, so it's always kind of slower. We're up 31.5052 through today for the week. So we have tomorrow to go. So, we'll probably end up with maybe 60, 70%. Last week we're up about the same thing. But that was the last week, and holidays and stuff like that really messes it up. But we only had 2 trades today, and for a total of 7.95. And yesterday we had about 6%. So we're actually 15 or so percent, and with 30, that was today, and 31.5052 overall. So they're doing a good job. And, our main concern is we always have to do better than Randy, which when Randy, is there and he's not playing baseball, he's pretty good. How you doing, Randy? What did you do today?
Good. You see, I got my baseball shirt on. I got practice here in an hour. So
I got my
getting ready for the
Cowboy.
Getting a Florida tournament in February. We'll be down in Fort Myers. So
good.
At least be warmer.
Hopefully it'll be warm without a hurricane or anything down there. So
when we can do it, what we'll have to do is have one of our big meetings at one of his baseball games. Everybody come over to see his baseball games, and then we can
that'll increase the people that come and watch tremendously if we get that.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
All right. Did y'all hear me?
Yeah. We just lost Micah there.
He froze. The weather got him. He just froze and fell over.
Yeah, the internet's probably frozen up there in Montana. It's probably so cold.
One day, I think it was last time we
That's
were
exactly right.
How cold is it?
Exactly right.
Like 5 below or 15 below or something like that. So it's cold.
It's currently -5, but it's been hanging around -8, -12.
I think getting back to our micro moment
a couple days now.
Yeah. Getting back to our micro moment.
It's nice within like 20 seconds of walking outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting back to our micro moment, it's we have a session, an hour session, starts at 8:30 Central Time to 9:30 every day that the market's open, and we do Tim and Cezanne do real trades and trading our money and theirs, and you're seeing their trades as they're done, and it's just the coolest thing because you can just make all kinds of money, and not only that, but the platform that we do that on allows people to type in their comments and how they're doing, and so we always have a lot of our clients. We know how they're doing, and they just do fantastic, and they're just making lots of money on a daily basis and certainly on a weekly basis. And I'll put my statistic because I think this is the coolest thing. If you put $2,000 into your account one time only, never put don't put any more money in, and just follow their trades and make just 7% per week, 7% per week, not a day. They make much more than that every day. In 2 years, you're going to have $850,000, and then 7% of that is going to be $50,000 a week, and that's the way to build wealth. And it's easy. It's easy. You're talking about just 2 years of trading doing that, and you can take those. Sign up for those seminars every morning, and you can do virtual trading. You don't have to deal with your money. You need an account and a few $100 in there, so they'll give you virtual trading, which is just like the little thing. Except when you perfect that, then you're ready to go. Easiest way to learn without risking money. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
It's fantastic for these kind of market conditions where you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. So like Tim, he's in and out in seconds, up to minutes, and back to 100% cash at the end of every day. So it doesn't make any difference whatsoever if the market goes down 100 points tomorrow or goes up it makes no difference, because he just starts all over every day and looks for a position based on where the chart is.
Absolutely. In and out.
Absolutely.
And you can stop whenever you want during the day. So
right.
you do it for a half an hour, and you don't care what happens at 2:00 when the FOMC minutes come out, because you're off doing whatever else that you want to do. You already generated your income in the morning.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Often in the first 5 minutes.
There you go. Because all the volatility out there, you just get in, get out. You got your whatever that your goal is for the day. You got it finished, and you're off doing everything else that you want to do with life. And you've already generated your income, and you're not even looking at what the market's doing the rest of the day. You're waiting until the next day.
Exactly.
That's what's so fantastic about that micro moment trading.
Well, I tell you what, you got some great comments there, Michael. We got to go through all those. Those people are just burning it up.
Absolutely.
I'm telling
Amazing.
you.
That's Tim's play. He likes the first 5 minutes. He makes his first 2 trades, and those are his best, most consistent trades. Is first minute and then minute 3. Getting that initial reaction. Ricky says, at least I got landline computer line in. Now I can use the MMT. So he's hardwired to his internet. And evidently that paid off.
Yeah,
apparently, yes.
Had a good day today on SPY with 12 trades.
Look at that. Look what he did. What Ricky did on SPY.
80% return in one day.
Yeah.
Almost doubled his money. He could probably stop trading for the rest of the month. He's made it.
Hey, make a note of this, Mike. His subscription fee goes up now.
Yep. You have become I got to name it on the fly here, an advanced member, and
there he is. Great job, Ricky. That's fantastic.
Yeah, 1 hour, he says.
1 hour.
Well, that's what we say. That should just be it. The 1 hour, and then go do something else.
Yeah.
Because
you made that income, and look what Eric says there too.
The key is
you earned a beach badge, Ricky. We should make beach badges.
Yeah, the key is getting in and out within seconds, and you lose that ability if you hang in there all day or more than an hour. When you're fresh, just get in there and do it, because you're making incredible amounts of money. What was that last?
Yeah, that's a great point, Ricky. How long was your average trade? How long were you in those things? Just for people that don't know, that's fantastic. It's an amazing day, Ricky. Eric is another member of MMT. I've had only green days on my MMT since December 10th, with one slight loss today. I'm guessing reversal was the loss you took, but was still positive for the day. Green days, that's almost wow. That's like
that's a great job. But that's what's of it because of the proprietary intraday streaming charts. That's what gives you the ability to have these kinds of results and returns, because you're watching that chart. We're not guessing. We're not speculating. We're not thinking that something's going to happen. You read the chart. The chart lets you know this is the time to either buy the call or buy the put, depending on which direction that equity is going at the time. And you can listen to Tim talk about it every single morning.
That's right.
And he goes through the training.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean,
we have
4
a
weeks.
lot of people that not only while they're doing that, they're also over there monitoring and participating on Randy's trades also, because we'll have people
Yeah.
that will report they just made this on Randy's trade. Of course, we don't appreciate that, and we ban it to the extent we can. But
Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. Yeah, that's 4 weeks straight of trading, and that's we nothing is sure in the market, right? And we take losses in MMT. I mean, Eric took one today, right? So it that's accounted for, right? Once you guarantee, like, yeah, some of them are going to be losses, and you know how to handle those situations, then you get 4 weeks straight of consistent returns if you're disciplined in that, and that's Eric's discipline. That's amazing.
Even though he had a loss, he still had a profitable day. And a loss in the micro trading is like we try to keep it to 2 to 3 cents, 2 to 3 cents a trade.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Gary asks, what instrument is he trading, a future or an option? To my knowledge, that's he's
Options.
in the options room. Yeah.
QQQ, Apple, SPY.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just simple options trade. You're either buying the option or you're selling it. It's not complex at all.
Yeah, you can do an Apple trade for like $1.50, and instead of $1,050 or something, So it's just a fantastic way to go.
Yeah. Ricky says his last two trades were 1 minute and 14 seconds and 43 seconds. Yeah, mine today were I had a 28-second trade and a 2 minute and 10 second, I think. Yeah. So it's pretty powerful stuff. SPY options. Yep. Yeah.
Well, and you also want to see that Ricky said he still does the covered call trades also. So
yes.
But then you're through for the day. You're out. You're all back to cash. You're always back to cash after that hour, and you're through.
Yeah. So the micro moment trading is quick hit in and out, daily income in a very short period, and back to cash when you're finished trading every single day, only cash. Covered calls are a longer term, more like a week's worth, and they're slower. You don't have to be quite so quick on them, and you're also watching them over the course of a week or so. So it's two different concepts, two different processes, and different amounts of being. The covered calls are more conservative, but the micro moment trading is better for today's kind of market where you never know where it's going to go. When you're only in there for less than a minute, then you're not going to get caught in that huge changes over the course of an hour or 2 hours in this market.
Yeah, it's crazy. This market has been crazy. Yesterday was just wild, that open. And we've been noticing these drops at around 1 hour into the session. We'd see these $1, $2 drops that would happen right around the same time. Interesting looking at that. But yeah, I love this technique. And I love the fact that we are in cash about 98% of the time, right? If you account how much time we spend actually watching the charts and how much time we spend in an actual trade, literally we're in cash 98% of the time. And that's about as safe as you can be.
That is fantastic. I mean, that is one of the reasons to do micro moment trading too. Not only can you get fantastic returns, but the risk you have in the market is so low because of the amount of time that you actually have cash invested. And it just makes it be a fantastic technique at any time, but especially right now with this market, it changes on a dime. I mean, somebody says something and it reverses.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
And you never know. You never know when someone's going to say something. So it's great to only be in there for a minute.
Yeah, I think the other important thing is when we look at the market before the market opens, we don't care if it's up, down, sideways, wherever, horizontal, because we're not trying to judge, hey, the market's going to be up, so we're going to try to get stocks that are going to go up, or the market's going to be down, hey, we're going to do puts, so the market's going to go down. We don't care.
Yep.
I mean, we're just trading whatever it is because we're trading volume. We're not trading QQQ. That's one of the popular ones. I know somebody mentioned they do that. We're not trading because we think QQQ is going to go up or QQQ is going to go down. We're just going to look at the chart, which way it's going. We're going to take appropriate action. So,
I mean, some of our best days are in MMT are the ones that are switching from red to green, because it gives you that opportunity of, when it crosses, for anybody that doesn't like the fundamental aspect of it, when it crosses from red to green or green to red on the day, right? The market itself is red or green. When that switches, that comes with a lot of force and a lot of movement usually. So that's just something we can use just the same.
And what you learn during those seminars, these guys teach you how to read the chart, the proprietary chart that tells you when to get in, when to get out. That's what you have to learn. And it's only one thing on that chart, only one thing you learn, and they teach you that, and that's it. You've got it just down perfect once you get that down.
Yeah, it's a very simple technique, which is why I love it so much. But I've got to say, I do I do covered calls as well, and take advantage of all of the different services that we have.
Tim, you can't come back anymore in the morning. Just don't be there in the morning. It's okay.
Well, but Tim, I also do micro moment trading too. So
Yeah,
and like Tim, is we have various techniques and processes that we teach. I use all of them throughout the week because there's always a time for one or the other.
yes.
Tim's concentration is micro moment trading. That's what he teaches. That he does that, but he also uses the other techniques. My concentration is covered calls, but I also do momentum trading, which I think we'll talk about here in a second, and I do micro moment trading. So micro moment trading, you're just in and out. I make some money each. I try to hit my target on it every day, and that doesn't take up much time because I'm just watching that chart. I've always got that chart up, watching it constantly. And when I see a good setup for a trade, I get in, get out in less than a minute, and log in my returns.
If you think
But
these,
I teach the covered calls, and that's my main focus.
if you think these are not real trades, we have an additional advantage. I'm not sure if it's active right now, but when Tim does a trade, Cezanne does a trade, it pops up on your screen. You see the actual trade. And right now, they say, "I'm getting ready to buy Apple. I'm getting ready to get out of Apple." You can see that. You see it now, or you will see very shortly the real trades in their statements. So those are real trades. So.
Yeah, we don't have the pop-up feature anymore because we changed platforms, but we're reorganizing actually that all in a lot more detail as well, so we can not only see the trades but learn from them as we go over time. So we're really excited for that feature.
Yeah, and like Joe said though, that I mean, I don't know about all other kinds of services, but Tim is saying right now I'm in, right now I'm out. I mean, it's real time. You can see it right in the market. It's not like you could have done this or you might have done that. You're being able to watch him actually. I'm in, I'm out, and you can see exactly how the chart is going, exactly where the profits are being made there, with his real money. It's his real money in his account that he's generating income with. It's not like make believe stuff. This is real time. And
there's also one thing I want to highlight too. I got this alert service one time years ago for this penny stock thing, and it was like that. And this guy would say, and you know what? It actually worked. He would say, make this announcement, and the thing would shoot up. And I started like thinking about that, and I was like, huh. I mean, this is a very low volume. Not many people here. I wonder who's actually buying this. I wonder if it's the people that he's
talking to. That's right.
So the clear distinction is Eric trades the NASDAQ, Apple, the S&P 500 ETF, and Microsoft. So there's also this nice like we're just trading, guys. I wanted to clarify. There's technical indicators that we're using.
The reason we trade Microsoft and Apple is because they're almost the same thing as an index like QQQ and SPY.
Yeah,
they're not going out of business, and we don't worry about a stock going out of business because we know Apple's not going out of business. We know Microsoft's not going out of business, at least not for an hour. So,
but that's kind of a key point, Micah, is what Tim and the others that are trading with the micro moment trading is equities that have millions of shares a day traded, thousands and tens of thousands of option contracts traded. So when Tim says I'm buying 100, it's not moving the market. He is just going with the market when he's entering, and the market is continuing, and then he gets out and takes his profit. where when you talk about those penny stocks, when there's only 10 shares a day traded, and all of a sudden somebody that has viewers following them, they say, I'm buying this, and then all of a sudden 2,000 shares get bought. Well, it's going up because all those people are buying it, and then that person that said I'm buying it gets out of it for his profit, and everybody else is left with a loss when it goes back down. That's
Right.
not the same with the micro moment trading, because it's just the whole market in that equity. It's going up or going down, and Tim's just identifying here's where it's starting to go up or here's where it's starting to go down, and buying and then selling and taking a profit, and that's what makes it successful. And that also means that others can do the exact same thing, because it's not driven by what Tim is actually doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's hundreds of millions of dollars rolling through every.
Oh yeah, and that's a key to the micro moment trading, is you need to have an equity that has millions of dollars traded a day. You don't want one that's only doing 100 shares a day. That's not the place you want to be in.
Right. Right.
To be able to get in and out quickly.
Right. Because we trade on volume in micro moment, and we love seeing that volume come in, and we just hitch a ride on the volume. It's awesome. I see.
Ricky, sir, you need to slow down.
No, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, I see.
No.
29 seconds. I'll bet you did that put on spot.
Yeah.
Looking at
It just
Fall
it
off,
just
yeah.
the put, it just turned around going down. So that was a great put right there.
That was $1 in 3 minutes. Wow.
I was watching that as you were talking. I was saying, oh, here we go, it's coming down.
Yeah.
Ricky and Eric, if you guys would be willing at all to kind of share just your story and experience, what you're doing to support at micromomenttrading.com, that would be, I mean, if you feel so inclined, that would be amazing.
Something else go a little bit more than that. Micah. We on Fridays we open up the phones, and they can come on Friday and explain exactly what they're doing.
True.
And that'd be cool.
Jim says, remind us what trading platform you guys use. We pretty much all use different ones, to be honest. It's partially because we've started on that before, and they were all used by different clients. So instead of going on to one, we decided to stay on separate platforms so that we could give the most help possible. I was just on TradeStation. They will not lower my commissions or work with me in any way. So I'm working with Tastyworks now, and I think that's going to be my primary is Tastyworks. I've been with them for a year and a half. I got to get some room here. And they're just not willing to work with me. So
today, Mike, on the chat portion of our platform, I put out links to 3 different brokerage companies that will make a deal with you, either free money to trade with or no commissions, all kinds of stuff. So, and I announced that so people had the opportunity to go over there and copy that link.
Yeah, especially because you can have multiple, right? You don't have to just have one. So Tastyworks has deals like that all the time where you have a certain amount of money to trade with, and you get to keep it under certain stipulations, things like that. So,
Tim, who is Cezanne using?
Cezanne uses Street Smart Edge, and I use TOS.
Yeah, TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab are.
And I have Street Smart Edge and also E-Trade. So the key is it's not platform specific. Right. Being able to get in, you find a broker that you can understand their platform. Number one, that you can enter orders and exit orders quickly, and has low commissions. That's what you're looking for. So there's not, now if you are watching Tim and his training, well, he's using Thinkorswim. So a lot, isn't that what TOS is, Thinkorswim? Yeah. So you can learn from him if you have that platform, but you can do the same thing in other platforms. When I teach cover calls, I use E-Trade on the screen to teach with. So you can learn how to use E-Trade while you're watching the training, but it's not specific to, you can only do it in E-Trade. I do in Schwab with Street Smart Edge as well as E-Trade. So again, it's not that people always ask, what platform? It's like, it's not specific to the platform.
And they're really competitively priced right now. There's hardly a difference.
Commissions are so cheap right now that's not even hardly a consideration. For contracts, you shouldn't be paying more than 50 cents a contract. You can get less, and then there's no per trade charge anymore. Buying and selling stocks is pretty much no commission. So if you're in a broker that's charging you $25, you're in the wrong place. I mean, you need to switch if you're doing it. But otherwise, the platform itself is not the critical part.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
proprietary chart that
yes.
that Tim teaches. That's the critical part. Is subscribing to the proprietary chart, because that's what you follow and look at and learn how to read to say, yep, this is the time to buy the call, or this is the time to buy the put.
Yeah.
And once you
So,
get onto that platform, right, they have the buy section. You see the order ticket. It all works the same. There's just slightly different placements and rules. Tim, go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just going to address Jim's question. How do we get training to use these platforms from MT? Um, I offer training on Thinkorswim to help you get set up, and there's a number of ways we can do that. One is if you go to our site under training, you can actually sign up for a half hour or an hour of one-on-one time with me or with others. And if you're interested in learning Thinkorswim, we can certainly address that. But also, Thinkorswim has an incredible learning section within the platform that teaches you everything that's there, as well as you can call them and they'll spend as much time as you want on it.
Yeah.
I would seek those resources, and most platforms have extensive training. But if you have specific questions about TOS and you're in our morning class, absolutely ask them, and we'll address them as best we can.
Yeah. Also, if you're on a platform that it's that widely used, there's a lot of information all over about it. So it just gives you a little bit more access to the support staff when they can support a larger support staff, things like that. It's not necessarily a bad thing to go with a larger broker if they're willing to work with you. Which most of the time they are. They'd rather keep a client than get a new one.
Yeah,
From
yeah. I mean,
commission
it's
structure. Yeah.
incredibly competitive out there, and their margins are pretty thin now with all the reductions. So,
Yep. Absolutely.
they do not want to lose a customer.
Yep. Marianne says hello. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, good morning, Marion.
Well, Marion has been burning it up. I may tell you, she has
Yeah.
been doing incredible.
Absolutely.
yes, she
Great
has.
question, Jim. Thanks, Bob. I think Bob wasn't Bob at Masters? Ricky, we're smoking it this morning. Congrats. Way to go. Eric, great consistency. Absolutely. To both. Yep. And the humble legend herself says so. So
Yeah.
always talks up other people's achievements, but never claims credit for their own.
Yeah, I know.
In the
Marion
best way
has been-
possible.
Marion has been a client with us for years, a long time before MT ever came along. She was
Yeah.
following Randy and participating in those covered calls.
Yeah,
I think she attended every seminar we ever did in Dallas when we could do seminars, and always sit in the same seat. Never varied the seat.
Right there in the back.
They had to leave, yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely.
in fact,
Um,
the last one, she sat right next to you.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
And it was in the back row again. She likes that back row.
Yep.
You have to get there early to get the back row too.
That's or else you're
You
going to have to
learn from the rest of the room. You learn the most. You can
That's right.
learn the most information. I think it's great. So one more thing that we don't really talk about on here too often that we will start to more is momentum trading. We kind of talk about covered calls and micro moment trading. There is an in between that we are understanding the value of more so right now. So give us a never heard about it rundown, Randy, of kind of momentum trading, or if you know a little bit about micro moment, what does that look like? Because you already actively do this technique as a part of something else.
So like Micah said, and I kind of look at like Goldilocks and the three bears, right? There's too hot, too cold, and just right, or there's the bed's too hard, too soft, or just right. And that's kind of what we have here. We have uh, the real fast micro moment trading, the slow cover calls, and then right in the middle is momentum trading. So momentum trading is using another proprietary chart of from micro moment trading we call the advanced chart, and where the intraday streaming chart is changing minute by minute by minute by minute, following the movement of that equity multiple times in a minute. So you're just watching it go across the screen. Our advanced chart is similar to that. It rolls, I think, 21 different technical indicators that all kinds of people out there in the trading world look at. But we put them all on one screen, roll them all into one easy to read and understand chart that is then changing day by day. So we're looking for the beginning of a cycle. And right now, because the overall market is rising, right, since March of 2009, the market's been in an upward trend. In fact, we just hit all-time highs last week.
Yeah.
I think even on Monday the Dow was all-time high. So even though right now it feels like it's declining these last 2 days, it's bumping its head against the all-time high. So since the overall market is rising, we're looking for the beginning of rising cycles with our advanced chart. And we teach you
Now, what
how
is a
to.
cycle, Randy?
What's that?
What's a cycle?
Oh, the cycle is the equity going higher, 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 or is it going lower, lower, lower? So we look at a cycle. We call them V's and inverted V's. So if you look at the simple line chart, that's the simplest of any technical indicator you look at. It's just tracking on a chart what the price of that equity is doing. And when it goes up and turns around to come down, that's an inverted V. When it goes down and starts to come up, that's a V on the line chart. So it's just going up and down. It's either going up and down higher or going up and down lower. And so the cycle, just you draw a line across those highs and a line across those lows, and that gives you a channel. And that we call that the cycle. And so are those highs getting higher or are the highs getting lower as they're moving along from day to day?
Hey, Randy, what does a V
Yeah.
look like? What does a V look like?
A V, there's a V. The old Richard Nixon, piecing.
Yeah.
That's a V where it was going down and now it's going up. That's a V, and the inverted V is just the opposite of that. But
Yeah.
but anyway, since the overall market's just been going higher and higher and higher over the course of time, we're looking for the equity, whether it's a stock or an ETF, that's doing that as well. And so we want to find out right when it turns from going down to going up. So we want it to be in a longer term rising trend. So it's been going up over the course of time for months, but at this time it's just starting to go up. It's been going down for the last few days or weeks, and now it's starting to go up. That's when we want to buy the call, and then we let it go up, and then we sell it. And therefore we're generating that profit. So Tim basically does that in 15 seconds every day with his. But for our momentum trading, it lasts a day or 2 or 3 days. So it's not as fast paced as Tim's goes. It's a little bit slower paced. You have time to analyze the chart, to go through multiple different equities, to search for one that's right in that, we call it the sweet spot, right at the beginning of that rising cycle. We buy the call and let it go up. So I teach that every Monday morning, and we have about an hour and 15-minute teaching webinar that I go through about 37 different equity charts and analyze every single one to see, is it in this new rising cycle? Is it in one that it's been in for a while, or is it going down? And typically we find one that's in the sweet spot and actually enter it right there during that coaching webinar. So this week was JP Morgan. So during the webinar, as I was going through all the charts, JP Morgan was in the perfect setup, just starting the new rising cycle Monday morning, and that one was closed the next day. Now, I have a target of 5% return. So when I am doing the momentum trading, when I buy the option, I immediately put an order in to sell it for 5% more than I bought it for. And I make that good to cancel. So the order stays there until I change it. And so I did that, but has happens sometimes, not every time, but sometimes the market opens much higher than it closed the day before. We call it gapping up.
Yes.
And so options aren't traded other than the market hours. That's the only time you can trade an option is between the opening at 9:30 to the close at 4 o'clock or 4:15 for some ETFs. But so stocks you can trade outside of the hours, but options you can't. So stocks can get traded and things are going up. And so when the market actually opens the next day, sometimes it opens way higher than it had closed, gapped up. Well, that means the price of the option all of a sudden shoots up. And when you put an order in, it's that amount or better. So when I put my order in to sell it for 5% more, it actually, right at the open the next day
Oh,
on
no
Tuesday
way.
morning, I got 9.3% return because it had gapped up. JP Morgan gapped up, I think, $2 or so on Tuesday morning. So we found that where it was just starting its new rising cycle on Monday morning, put an order in to sell it for 5% profit. But on Tuesday morning when it opened, it had already gone up so much that it was actually a 9.3% profit. So that was just one day. So then I'm in cash now for those positions, and I'm going to wait till next Monday when I do the webinar again.
The other advantage of Tim, Cezanne, and Randy's sessions are they're just not sitting there in silence, and all of a sudden Randy will say, "Going to buy Apple for $1.50," and then say, "Sold Apple for $2.50," or whatever. They don't sit there and do that. They sit there in between those trades and they're talking. Between Cezanne and Joni, Randy just talked to himself. Between Cezanne and Joni, they're talking. I mean, Joni, between Cezanne, between Tim and Cezanne,
Cezanne.
they're sitting there discussing what's going on with the chart, what's going on with Apple, and this constant conversation going. So you get into that stuff. You begin to realize, like say, Randy over there just talking to himself. He's after 15 years, he's gotten pretty good at it. He talks to himself.
We would much rather give you the fishing pole, right, Joe?
There you go. That's right.
Teach you how to fish.
Yes.
That's right.
Because also it's not that. I mean, it takes most of it is the discipline of following the rules, but it doesn't. It's not super complicated to be honest. You know.
Well, now Randy has lots of stuff you look at on a traditional covered call. But he has lots of stuff to look at because no matter what the market does, once you get in the position, you can make money whether the market goes up or down. The micro moment only has one rule. And when you go into it, the light's green. When it turns red, you get out of it, even if you got a 2 or 3 cent loss. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a critical part of my comment. Everything we do is rule based. It's a set of rules. You learn the rules through our training, and then you just follow those rules. So it's not like we're hit or miss, that we're not doing speculation. We're not trying to guess. We're following the rules that says, like for momentum trade, when you see this on the chart, that's when we buy. Mm-hmm. And then you watch the chart. As long as it's staying in that upward momentum, you can stay in it and continue to make even higher profits. I just like to lock in 5%, get out, and don't have to worry about it anymore for the week. But some people will stay in it and just keep riding the momentum as long as it's going up. For me, especially these days when things can just turn around with no warning whatsoever, I'd rather be out as soon as possible and just lock in that 5% is fine. I'll take 5% a week and I can live with that.
Yeah.
That comment by Jim says, Jim says, thanks a lot. What is the cost of the MMT one-on-one training? Where on the website is to sign up? You can go to the website and you can get all the different sessions. And I think Tim is doing the one-on-one, aren't you, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to the site and you'll see the links: home, workshop, technique, courses, coaching on the top. If you'll pull down that menu and go to the bottom, you'll see one-on-one coaching. you simply click on that, and as I'm doing now, and you'll see near the bottom, book now. And I'm currently the only one set up to do coaching. Um, Mike, and Randy will soon be on there as well as others. But anyway, that's how you get to it. Very simple.
And that gives them what your schedule is available, and they can choose whatever the slot is that they would like
Yes.
to do, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. If you click on the book now, as Randy just said, you'll go over to my schedule and you just pick a block, and that's how you do it.
Absolutely. Marion says it is fun, and it's so funny. If I tell someone I trade options, they start talking about all this commentary about companies and reports and rumors. That is true. They have kind of an automatic response.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know all these big fancy words about options. Are you impressed? And my eyes glaze over because Matthias taught me, and that's all I know how to pay attention to. Yeah. Yeah, oftentimes I'm in the same conversations and I'm just like, but I don't care. I don't care about that really. Not all that much. Yeah, it's just simpler. And those things, I mean, it's still not a guarantee. You don't That's why they're called rumors. Who knows? And they often cause movement of their own. And then by the time the actual event happens, we've already priced through that. People have already reacted how they're going to financially to the rumor. A lot of people say buy the rumor, like in that space, say buy the rumor, sell the news. Meaning when people are talking about it, and there's info, but when it actually happens, nobody cares anymore. That's why they were hyped in the first place. That's why they were all excited about the rumor. Hardly.
And it's one thing about our teaching. We simplify everything down. So you're not going to hear things like the Fibonacci this and what. It's here's the lines on the chart. When this line crosses this line, that's what you do. You buy. When it crosses this line, you sell. That's pretty much how simplified that it gets. We just teach you how to read the chart to recognize the pattern of when you want to get in. And it's as simple as that. You don't. It's not all this other jargon. It's not all kinds of. You don't have to go to school for 14 years to try to understand it. It's really simplified. Even down to Dirk's son started when he was like 8 or 10 years old and started learning and doing all this stuff. So it's not something you have to have a master's degree in something to learn. Anybody can learn it. We simplified the training down so much that you just follow the rules and follow the chart.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is not rocket science.
Bob says, probably need a 1 month refresher. Do I just send an email? Yep, absolutely. We'd love to have you back for a month, Bob. Grace us with your presence. That'd be awesome. It'll be an eventful month too. As I've been saying, we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. A lot of that is rounding corners in ways that we'll be able to share with you guys very soon. And yeah, I'm just really excited. There's a lot coming. I think we got through most of these questions.
Yeah.
We missed this one by Ricky earlier. Put, yes. And it's out of context now, but I fully agree with this statement. Puts, yes.
What a downward attitude to have.
I like those. What?
What
We
a
love
downward
puts.
attitude to have.
I think that was back when he was saying he made the 20% or whatever in
Exactly.
Yeah.
43 seconds. When the chart turned around and the red cross down below the blue, and that was by the put. And that's really as simple as it gets. Is you're just watching those lines, and when this line crosses that line, that's what you do.
Yeah.
And Tim teaches you that every single morning, so you can hear his instruction and watch that chart to really get to master it, to get good at reading the chart.
Yeah, our ultimate goal is to make trading as boring as possible.
No, it's fun to make the money. It's not boring at all.
Yeah,
we want the trade itself, though, not to be too exciting.
You say a long time ago, before the trading platforms have improved so astronomically versus when Randy and I were doing this 15 years ago. They were so slow, and it would take forever to do a trade. You couldn't do anything we're doing today with micro moment. You couldn't even do micro moment 15 years ago. It's only been in the last probably couple of years that the trading platforms really provide all the info you need. And yeah, Randy's been doing it that long. I know he looks at it.
Oh,
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's experience. That is what experience looks like.
No,
Right?
I started with covered calls, learning how to do covered calls back in 2006. So um, I've been teaching it since 2009. So I've been around them for a while, and still to me it's fun.
And there's always hope. He started when he was blind.
Yeah.
True. True.
He
No.
came to his first sessions with a cane and with those blind glasses that blind people wear.
Yep.
Yeah, that's because I just had LASIK eye surgery back then. So
Yeah, that's what he says.
yeah.
And still wearing glasses. I guess it doesn't work.
Well,
out.
these are reading. These are just reading glasses. I think they cost like $2.85 at Costco or something.
Yeah.
So when I have to look at really small things, then I read. But when I'm just out and about, I don't wear glasses.
That's fantastic.
yeah, we call those cheaters.
They're cheaters. So I can see past 3 feet just fine. But
Yep.
when I got to look at little teeny numbers on things, then I put my reading glasses on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Me
you're
too.
still playing baseball. I cannot see that. I cannot see that little thing flying through the air. Too blind.
Well, that's why I got the LASIK surgery, so I didn't have to wear glasses. Because in Atlanta, in the summertime, their glasses they just keep getting fogged up and get the sweat all on them, and it was such a pain to try to play baseball with them. So
Hey,
I said, okay, I'm getting the surgery, so I didn't have to wear glasses while I was playing.
Randy, Apple has introduced glasses. They have them on the market now. You wear them, and you can do your computer stuff on them. You can wear those during a game.
Yeah,
And, those would work.
Calculate where the ball's gonna go, where to hit it.
yeah. You could be like the fighter pilots where they just move their eyes to make the things move. Maybe I can do that from the pitching mound. That I can just get up there and just go whoop, and the ball will just go automatically. I don't know.
Mike, they're Bluetooth, and you can hook them up to anything. You can hook them up to your trade screen.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, Randy, you just select the 98 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, really, yeah. Well, yeah, I could do that on the Wii, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can throw a 98 mile an hour on Wii, but
With your
I
fingers.
can't throw that. I can't throw that fast anymore. We're more like in the 70 mile an hour range when we're out there.
Do any of them ever just fall over with a heart attack or anything?
Unfortunately, yes.
They do.
Yeah, in November in Fort Myers, we were playing on one field. It was in the Red Sox training fields, and there's 4 fields kind of back to back, and we were playing on one of them, and all of a sudden an ambulance comes, and the pitcher on the field next to us had a heart attack right there when he was thrown. Yeah.
Oh
Fortunately, there was actually a paramedic that was playing ball on the other field and ran over there and got lots of attention, and they had the paddles there available at the field, and they got him to the hospital, and he's recovering. So
well, that's good. He probably wouldn't have recovered so well had he not had that exercise of playing baseball. So
yeah. I mean it's a 65 and over tournament, so it's not like 40-year-olds out there, but every once in a while, unfortunately, somebody will have an issue when they're playing, but so far they've all kind of made it through.
But that gets me to our biggest issue and safety wise when you're doing these micro moment trades is you get so excited because you're making so much money, you pass out sometimes.
Well, you have to stay in real good shape. So you only trade for like a half an hour. You use the rest of the time running up and down stairs and exercising to make sure you're in good shape to be able to handle that excitement.
Yep.
You got to do those finger dexterity, right? You got to keep those fingers really good so you can hit those keys really fast.
That's right.
Absolutely. Hot keys ready for action.
You never know.
Fantastic.
Never know.
Well, gentlemen, what are you focused on improving this week? What are you looking at next week into and looking to do with your trading?
Well, for me, I'm just continuing to work on tightening up stops.
I'm sorry. Say that.
Yeah,
I was talking to my
having a
wife.
nice.
Open the door and say something. What? Somebody say something to me? Oh, nobody asked a question? Okay.
No.
Okay.
And
Oh, you're all good. We're just talking about
yeah,
goals for next.
well, and just like for micro
week
moment
and
trading,
improvement.
Tim's goal is just follow the chart. When it's a new day every day. And same
Right.
thing with momentum trading is I'll have my seminar on Monday morning. We'll find a one of the charts. Most likely, almost every single Monday morning, we can find one that's in just beginning the rising cycle, and then following it through for a day or two, and then out. So it doesn't matter what the rest of the week does. And then for cover calls, I'm just managing the direction, whichever direction the market goes, working to get called out and lock in that profit.
Tim and Cezanne typically do trades every day because it doesn't make any difference which way the market's going. What gets them is if they're trading volume, and if the volume is so low, so some of these December days it was right before Christmas, right after, they just don't have a lot to do. But it's not a matter of plus or minuses; it's just a matter of the volume. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
But for the longer term,
Fantastic. Well, thank you for being here,
the longer
everybody.
term, there's major changes coming, with the money flow and money supply and stuff that can have an impact on the overall market in the longer term. Micro moment trading makes no difference because you're in and out in a minute or less, and you're back to cash. Doesn't matter what happens the rest of the day or even the next day. So all that stuff doesn't matter when you're doing micro moment trading.
That's
Right.
why. That's why. What's her name? So Marion, so successful. She's fast.
There you go.
Yep.
Awesome.
We'll
Alrighty,
we'll,
thank
we'll
you,
leave
guys.
that one alone.
For being here. We'll be back. Yeah, next Thursday, at 10 a.m. Central. We'll be
Yep.
here.
Yeah.
I
See
love
everybody. Bye bye.
Hope everybody has a good rest of the week and a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.